peace and calm. Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again. It is really nice to have you, friends, here. Beloved Joy V, such a pleasure seeing you. Dear Connor is here too. It was nice having you in the yoga with us again today, Brother Bear. Dear Shan, always a pleasure to have you here too. Even Maxine is here already. I'm having a hard time, yo. I want to smoke weed so bad. I've never. I want to smoke weed more now than I have wanted to smoke weed ever in my existence. The battery came broken in the box. Yeah. So now we're gonna go through the process of getting it back to the city, and then we're gonna wait another 2 weeks for it to get here again. I feel a little bit defeated. I won't lie. But I'm here. I'm not defeated. Here we are, undefeated still. What you got? What you got, universe? Did I technically ask for, more yesterday, didn't I? I was like, oh yeah, universe is like, you fuck. I'll show you. I'm gonna pull a card for my sanity. I need some wisdom, please. Oh please. I'm still actively accepting that it's supposed to be that way. That all of the struggles we go through it's like character building. Yes, goodness. Don't I have enough character? Do I need more character? Fine. I'll get more character. I accept. Even more character? This one? Mm. Ah. That might be weird. The card is called Swallow the Sun, so I'm swallowing the sun right now. Swallow the sun. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dreams and visions. Realize when you push too hard, you may actually be resisting the thing you most desire. All I want is to be calm, pushing too hard. And in doing so, I'm resisting the thing I most desire. Okay, universe, I'm listening. I'm I'm trying to listen. I feel like I feel like I want to cry, yo. I actually am already. You become what you do. That's today's topic. You become what you do. I feel like I'm struggling right now. Do I struggle? Do I want to struggle? Not really. Right, like my computer breaking down yesterday, and then the product, the batteries that's gonna keep the power on. We have rolling outages here in South Africa. Comes broken in the box. Like it feels very funny. Technically, all of these things happened during the whole retrograde thing, and for the longest time, I didn't really believe. People are like, "Oh yeah, Mercury is in retrograde," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever that means." feels like I'm getting so retrograded so hard by the Mercuries and stuffs. Please, Mercury, have mercy. You're like, enough, please. Maybe like this is the arc. Like it's gonna be like a week of bad, right? So we only have like 3 days of bad left. I can handle that, and then it's gonna get better, surely. Surely, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Hmm. You know, I think the funniest part about this whole process is the fact that I've been waking up so intentionally every single morning, and then I go and meditate as I'm watching the sun come up, and then I spend at least 15 minutes in the sun trying to get that early morning light, you know, get myself some of that LUTs, that brightness, which is good for my brain. And then I feel like everything is perfect in the universe. I'm like, yeah, things are fine, right? I haven't touched a piece of technology, I haven't touched my phone. Just listening to the birds, watching the beautiful light, noticing that there's no shadows at the break of dawn. I was kind of curious about that this morning. I was like, huh, there's no shadows at the break of dawn. I feel like I'm in the night right now, but dawn is approaching. Dawn is approaching. I feel unequipped to give you what I want to give you. Love and giddy and joy and appreciation, anticipation for the future. I'm still hopeful. I'm just I'm staring into the 3D right now. Oh goodness, 3D. Why? Why can't it be easy? Huh? Why can't it just be easy? Like easier, please. Little bit. Rambler, love to you too, friend. Keep in mind, Mercury retrograde as a shadow phase for 2 weeks after the second. Okay, so 2 weeks of suffering. Okay, okay. I can do like 11 days more. Uh, Technically 10. Today is the 11th. I can do 10 more days. Like I'm probably going to eventually be like crawling into stream, right? Save me, help me, please. Universe is just like, right? Like my interpretation of the relationship I have with the universe is kind of the relationship between Shiva and Kali, you know, where Shiva is technically one of the most powerful gods, and he's a dancer, but also a destroyer. And Kali is the feminine aspect of Pravati, but the furious side of her, the side of her that destroys, the side of her that carries around the decapitated heads of people, you know, very brutal in that way. Is that Isaac? I've been missing the dude so much. I see Toasters here too, and Susanna, and Gateway too. Caitlin, nice to have you. Man, I've already missed a few. I'm gonna be present to be friends in a second. So Shiva, like as Kali basically goes through this absolute destructive phase, you know, absolutely destroying the universe, like literally ripping things apart. Shiva lays himself at her feet and she steps on him. Like she goes for it, you know, tries to kill him. And only as she gets close to killing him, she realizes that it's her beloved she's killing. That is the relationship I have with life. And she's stepping, yo. Yes. She's really stepping on me right now. You. And I love you still. I love you so much. I will never stop, no matter how much you step on me. Thank you for the water. Thank you for the air. Thank you for the beautiful trees. into that water. Some magic. Uh, Such a romantic story. She steps on you because you're the only one who can stop her. Yeah, that's the joke, right? That's the joke. And that's how I stop her, and I realize it. It's just in being grateful. It's in loving her. It's in loving her. There is still heavy astrological stuff going on through October and November, but it affects all of us in various levels of heaviness and lightness. I'm just proud, to still be, to to feel more stepped on than I have in a long time, and to still get up, to still do the thing that it is we're becoming, right? That you become what you do day after day after day after day. You become what you do. It's a little bit trippy because it's so easy to fall into unaware behaviors, or not even unaware behaviors, but just old behaviors. Doing the things that we don't want to become, knowing we don't want to become that, and still somehow doing it. Right? And I feel pretty chill. There we go. YouTube's back. Gateway. It's nice to have you here again, Caitlin. Thank you for joining me. Such a great teacher, Melty. I wouldn't be here without you. I'm learning as well. It dropped. Thank you, Maxine. I think it might have reconnected. Seems we're facing it from all sides. You're in Michigan. Thank you for the cards for sanity. Yeah, I need. I feel pretty sane. I just feel. I just feel sad. Right. Like I've been trying really hard, and especially since I'm not smoking weed right now. I feel like maybe that's the part that's really bumming me out. Like I'm really trying to, like in some sort of way, prove to myself and to the universe that I am in control. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is exactly what it is. Ah. Oh, I'm not in control. I know that. I know that. I'm trying to practice control. Oh yeah? Chip 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 to you too. Uh-huh. That's literally what it is, huh? That's trippy. So I'm abstaining from coffee, I'm abstaining from weed, I'm abstaining from sugar, and then obviously psychedelics. I even, I bought MDMA for my parents, but they don't want to take it. And I'm not gonna take it because I bought it for them. Like I thought about it as I was sitting down. Like I want to take MDMA. No, I won't. I'm doing sober October. I'm doing sober October. Believing I have control. And then life is like, oh yeah, how about all of these things that is out of your control? How about your PC breaks down? How about that? How about you struggle with having a package delivered? How about After the package gets delivered, the package becomes faulty out of the out of the bag, out of the box. How about that? Hmm? You think you can control? Quitting weed is actually not easy. You are strong, Melty, but I hear that the seventh day is the hardest. It's the lack of weed isn't bothering me. Like I don't have any withdrawals. I don't even feel like I want to smoke. I don't want to get high. I just want to feel better. You know. I don't even like. There's a certain feeling. There's a certain experience with being high where there's like a sense of softness, or a level of awareness that allows you to perceive the things that you're going through. But I just want to I want to use it as a crutch. That's the feeling I'm feeling right now. Usually I smoke weed with intention, but now I want to smoke weed to escape, giving me an opportunity to not smoke weed for that reason, so that when I do start again, I actually will appreciate it doubly so, probably, or whatever. I found the older I get, the harder it becomes to stop doing something. Diets, fast, sober October. I haven't smoked since the 30th, but I have eaten hemp edibles to help with me being sick. Maxine, you're doing well, friend. We don't have control. We don't have control. So taking control, it's to me at least this experience of going without so that you can appreciate having in the first place. You know, that the experience of lack allows you to truly appreciate the experience of abundance. Abundance all the time without the contrast of lack is just normal. It's just how it is, right? So if I smoke day in, day out, and I don't smoke that much, honestly, the amount of weed that I have, I could be smoking significantly more than I am. I don't smoke more than a gram a day, maybe 2 grams if I'm really heavy on it. It's not that much. I have like actual kilogram bags, you know. I grow myself. So it's not like I think I have a problem. But if I continued that way, it would just be normal, right? It would become my new normal. And then taking a break from something, kind of remembering what it's like to be normal, especially remembering what it's like to be so sensitive. Like I feel weed makes me sensitive to certain sides of myself and insensitive to other sides of myself. Makes me more sensitive to the giddy, fun-loving, joyful side of myself, and makes me less sensitive to the tempered, kind of like quick to anger, judgmental, and sometimes even problem solving, side of myself. And that's a difficult one to turn off for myself at least. But I'm enjoying this experience of being sober as well. Great insight about control, Melty. You're onto something. The universe is teaching me. I'm not onto anything, Nanshi. I'm not onto anything. I'm getting taught right now. I'm just really trying to listen to the message because I feel like I'm missing the point and I'm having my ass beat. Weed calms down the shitty feelings of someone who's way too aware of his surroundings. Yeah, that Maxine. Yeah, that's definitely how it is. And the surroundings I'm aware of right now isn't exactly bringing me all of the good vibes, so I don't necessarily want to be as aware of it. Schwiggity swooty swooties and time to shake our booties. Wait a second. Oh goodness, I thought it was Wednesday for a second. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll go and get away and dance a little bit just to get some of that energy. You were on the money. Yeah, yeah, Michigan. My baseball team made the playoffs last night, so my joy is invincible today. Yes. Makes me happy to hear that. Keep that invincible joy all day, every day. Thank you for bringing it into the collective consciousness we share, Caitlin. I appreciate it, Fred. I'm alright, Tunes. Feeling a little off today, but I'm here, so I'm happy to be here with you all. How are you? Thank you for the love, Gateway. You like it? I love it. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we just need a good cry. Yeah, helps. Helps, breathing a little bit of it as well. Just sitting with those feelings for even a moment can help. Susanna, love you, friend. It's nice to have you. That's so good to hear, friend. Going to get in the habit. Psh, Mercury, better watch out when I'm in retrograde. Yeah, dude. I'm feeling the same way. Oh, I feel like I'm there, like the universe is pushing me to the breaking point, and then my humanity will snap, all right? And it will just be pure spirit. And then I'll just, melt the universe into a new singularity. Build it over again or whatever. Hot toasty. Yay, Sam is here too. Tunes. I can't even tell you how happy that makes me. So much love. Just cause you're the sun's favorite planet doesn't mean you get to affect everyone's moods, teachers. It was easy to be if it was easy, it would be boring. That's true, Isaac. I've been missing you, dear friend. It's nice to see you here now, man. How have you been? How's life been treating you? Damn, all the friends. So many. This dude is not rude, but it is good mood thanks to some food. I haven't even eaten anything as well, dude. And I was like specking some sugar today. Oh. My mom bakes, so I have an abundance of baked goods, freshly baked goods around me all the time. The fact that I'm not 400 kilograms is an actual miracle. It's just so much restraint, restraint, death grip, iron fist restraint all the time. And today, with like all of the vibes, I was checking these choc chip cookies that my mom makes, and they are to die for, you know, fight the old lady in the supermarket level choc chip cookies. Definitely on that level where she makes them with butter. I mean, I don't really know if the ingredients matters that much, but to me personally, if it uses butter instead of vegetable oils, that automatically upgrades the quality of the product in my mind. So it's like if, if I was gonna eat any cookie, it would be that freaking cookie, and they were looking at me, and I were looking at them, looking at me, looking at them, looking at them, looking at me, and then I was like, no, in fact, I don't need to. Thank you, cookies. I appreciate your seductive call, your promises of dopamine, but I'm gonna abstain. Thank you very much. Straight bars. I care about you, dude. So much love. No step on snake. Drink the bug. Dude, I probably drank more bugs than I'd like to admit. Step on, step on me, mommy. First. Oh, dude. Oh goodness, Melty. So much love to you, Susanna. We're okay. I'm saying no. I'm saying no. I'm saying no so much, and it's making me feel stronger and stronger. So much love to all of you. Love right back to you as well. Cry if you must. Release the cortisol. I feel I have. As soon as I, spend like a few seconds, just breathing with that, basically like a mini meditation, we released it. Damn, I haven't cried in so long. I bury it so deep. I wish I could just let it out. Just can't. Yeah, it's like a wall, like a dam that breaks, and we keep patching it up, keep adding more layers, trying to hide from it. Scared of what might come, when all of that water starts flowing. Melty, what has you so emotional today, brother Bay? Well, day one of not smoking was was like extreme with hay fever, where literally I woke up and then within minutes of me being awake, I started sneezing. I don't even know if you can still see it, but I sneezed so much, and I had to blow my nose so much that I had like this dry white skin flaking off of my nose, right, the next day. So burning nose, sneezing over and over again, heavy eyes, my throat itching like this the first day, right? Trying to convince me to smoke weed just to relieve the discomfort, right? Because weed for me is definitely a pain reliever as well. And I was like, nah, not gonna do that. Second day, try to spend time with my family, try to communicate with them, and it was just like I couldn't, like the things I had to say, like they were like looking at me like, okay. And that feeling, that look kind of like allowed me to tell myself stories about, how it's not a good time being around me, you know, and that I shouldn't be around people, that I should be by myself, that I deserve to be alone. Day three, yesterday, we had some trouble with packaging. We are still having trouble with our water pump, unfortunately. So we had to pull the pump out of the ground, like a 100-meter long drop pump. And then my PC died at the end of the day. Still dead. I tried to turn it on again today. Still dead. And then today, this item that we manifested so that we can have energy stability, so that when the Wi-Fi goes off with the rolling shutouts, blackouts, we can at least remain connected to the internet. And then after like waiting 12 days for it to ship here, right? Which is way longer than it's supposed to take. Like take a lot. Our Amazon takes 2 days, 3 days at most. Then your package is here. So I waited 12 days for this package. And then after 12 days of waiting, I unboxed it and it's broken. It's broken right out of the box. And the supplier is in the city. So now I'll either have to pay another 500 rand, like $50, which is like what? More than 10% of all of the money I earned last month just to send it back, to wait what? Another 2 weeks for this package to come. Another 2 weeks of multiple hours of not having connectivity. So I'm feeling a little bit defeated, brother bear. I'm feeling a little bit defeated, dude. I know it's silly, it's 3D, it's not supposed to get the best of me. And I don't think it is. If it got the best of me, I wouldn't be here right now. But I'm feeling it, dude. I'm feeling it. Missed you, Isaac. Thank you for the love, Connor. Is there something particularly present going on? Yeah, like you haven't, heard all of the previous days' experiences, so I'm happy to share with you as well, Isaac. Been missing you. I have been, friend. Was a tough day yesterday. Just every action. I needed to Charles. Just keep weathering the shitstorm, my friend. You'll eventually reach calm seas. I feel I'm there right now. I keep getting into the calm seas. Like I find myself in the eye of the storm, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then I continue through the day, and it takes me back into the storm. Wow! But it is. I feel like the biggest bummer. I feel like it's like the double whammy of my PC breaking yesterday and now this thing being broken out of the box. It's just like, bruh, you know, bruh. There's like big bruh moments from my side. Lucky you're being surrounded by such tasty treats. At least you're not gluten intolerant like myself. Everything that's delicious has gluten. Our cookies. I don't know if they have gluten actually. Do they? I think something like 10% of the population, at least the American population, are now self-reported gluten intolerant. This video talks about a lot of the science. It's pretty funny too. For me, it's finding different coping strategies like ice water or skipping. For me, it's just staying present. Susanna, just and I kind of want to be quiet in that presence as well. I just want to be like no wording. If retrograde was a person, I felt like it would have many enemies wanting to beat the shit out of it. That's hilarious. Malzy, have you utilized your extra weed and paired with your mom's baked goods yet? I have. I have in fact done that, Maxine. And I've suggested to my mom that we can do that as a business. She already has clients, right, that order her baked goods. All she has to do is let them know that they can buy them with weed in them. And she refuses. She refuses. She's like, no, I won't do that. And I'm like, but it's legal, mom. You're not doing anything wrong. And not only are you not doing anything wrong, but you'll make exponentially more money. Nope, won't do that. So I've tried that as well, Maxine. But there's only that much we can do. I feel that yesterday was like it averted my eyes to any progress and well-being I've made. Day smoking, eating way of schedule, and not the most wholesome, sitting and not stretching. You're doing fine, Brother Bear. You're showing up. Mariah's here too. I've been thinking about you today, my friend. Sending so much love. Yet I didn't shy away. I admitted I was feeling a certain way, and I was reacting to it, trying to stay present and aware for the experience. Yeah, that's the only thing we can do. Control is only possible when we let go. He's losing his mind. I feel I've lost my mind. My mind was lost, and now I have, after having lost my mind, I kept walking. Right? Mind is somewhere there, and now there's just me. No mind. I kind of feel mindless right now. I'm not thinking things. It's kind of jarring. Think something. See if I can see things. Yeah, I'm still seeing things. That's nice. I saw a mushroom growing up into the sky. Big mushroom. Are you okay? Just eating some grass. The key for me was trying my best to allow the feeling to pass instead of sitting upset that I'm upset. Instead of feeling I'm getting upset that I'm upset, when it was time for the feeling to pass and I put my next footstep forward. Whew, I like that with the bear. Having left mine to keep taking steps. Been feeling a tea break soon too. Might do another month in January. Glad you're staying strong, brother bear. I have to. Oof, the need for a tea break is real. That's why I'm taking one. I also felt like I needed one. And I feel good being able to. I'm really kind of tripping out about the whole control thing though. That I took control in a certain way over my actions, over the things I chose to consume. And then the intensity slash the frequency of things outside of my control in my outside environment exponentially increased. Allergies, how people interpret the things you share with them, your computer breaking, the people that are supposed to deliver your package lying about them trying to attempt to contact you. Our water pump shearing, like it has a little pin that connects the drive shaft to the pump section, and that little pin sheared off. So we had to pull the pump and replace said pin. Right? Out of my control. Out of my control. Buying a product and it coming broken in the box. Out of my control. It's kind of funny. It's like it's trying to convince me to smoke weed so that I can show myself at least I have control over that. And yet, maybe there's more power to be had in showing myself I have control to not do. I'm tripping out a little bit. It's it's a whole thing. Uh, You would make so much money. Yes, yes, exactly, Maxine. And it pisses me off that my mom refuses, you know? It's like a no-brainer to me. Like we have the resources to do that. And yet I am fought on these things. You know what the best part is? Someone else is gonna do it and make the money instead. And it's also me, right? As that person, I guess. So good for them. But then in the same breath, I want my mom to succeed and I want my mom to make decent money with what it is she's doing. But yeah, kind of like the Cheshire cat. If he took LSD, would become Meltmore. Yo, that's trippy. You say that, Maxine. When and this is before you even started watching the streams. Last year of November, you see, it's almost a year ago now. That's trippy. Last year, the 1st of November, 2021, me, Christian, and Yuan went to Magneta, the copy. It's a place on the farm, and we smoked dimethyltryptamine, one after another. And that is what Christian saw, Maxine. He saw a psychedelic, self-transforming Cheshire cat. Exactly those words, Cheshire. And I don't even know what the word. I still don't know what the word Cheshire means, but that's the word he used, Cheshire cat. And he told us that he saw this Cheshire cat, and he asked this cat to tell his mom. His mom passed away 2021 January. This the 3rd of January. He asked the cat to tell his mom that he misses her and that he loves her. And the cat told him that she knows, you know, that she's not gone. That's trippy. Yeah, yeah. That's been really trippy. That's trippy, Maxine. Thank you for tuning into the frequencies, friend. Holy cow. Your parents will have an eye-opening experience. Whenever they decide to roll, I send them energy. They're scared, dude. I don't know why. Like, for some reason, I'm the child they trust the least out of all of the children. You know, they let my 14-year-old, since she's 14, but she did. They let my 14-year-old sister drive the cars. I was not allowed to sit behind the driver's, like behind the steering wheel until I had my learners. So when I was 17, right, I had to have government documentation in order to be allowed to touch the car's steering wheel. But my sister, as a 14-year-old, she can just take the car. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's nice. That makes me feel cool. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Trust. Trust is a big thing to me as well. You know? Like I trust so deeply. Am I untrustworthy? Do I scare people? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. I scare myself sometimes. I've been feeling like a tea break is harder than ever. Maybe October is the month we need. You just have to do it, friend. You just have to make a commitment, a deliberate decision that it will be so. And I know you can. Look at there. You have before. This will be no different. I couldn't imagine my parents on MDMA. I really don't want to. I kind of want to, dude. The thing for me, the dream I have, is giving my parents MDMA and them just being able to have, basically, in my mind, the first conversation they've ever had, you know, without all of the bias, without all of the pain that they're attached to, without all of the stories they tell themselves about how they're separate and about how they've wronged one another and why you did this and why you did that. To just actually have a conversation for one another from a place of melting, you know. I really would like that, but they do not trust me. Make sure they chew lots of gum. Yeah, Like I wouldn't give them that much toast. That's the thing as well. I'll split like 100 milligrams between the two of them. You don't have to do much. You really don't have to do much. It's a reuptake inhibitor, so it does its job. They just need a little bit more serotonin, a little bit higher natural or personal serotonin concentration in their brains would do them a lot of good, I believe. I just cracked the seal on my other strain though. But daddy, higher self, my ego is a weak baby. Yeah, I feel I feel we become what we do. That's today's stream topic after all. Oh, Isaac, do you want to become these things you do? You know, do you actually believe your ego is weak? Do you want to continue being weak? October is definitely a big shift in perspective for me. Like greatly so, dude. On this side as well. Spooktober, too fun to be sober. Sorry, not sorry. No expectation whatsoever. Like I don't have Spooktober. For me, it's just another month. So the fact that you friends get to go out and have good times with friends, dress up funny, be what's the word I'm looking for? Camaraderie. You can't be camaraderie. We have Afrikaans word that goes gezellig, which basically translates to conversation and you know, wanting to have conversations, getting together and having conversations, kind of like going back and forth. Like it's nice to have the help of the chemical aids when we're in that state. Who needs tears? Love you, friend. It's nice to have you. Maybe while you're allowing your body to cleanse, tune into an indulgent frequency that isn't chemically altering. Buy a game to delve into for a month, maybe. My computer is broken, Isaac. Yeah. My computer is dead, though. So there's no game for me to delve into either. Yeah. Thank you, though. I've been delving into exercise. That's what I've been doing. I've been hurting myself. Like actually, I'm still hurting myself exercising. And as a hurt individual, I go and exercise and then I push myself past the hurt, exercise through the hurt, like from this deep sense of yeah. I've been trying, dude. I don't know. Technically, it is chemically altering, because I increase the amount of endorphins in my brain and stuff, and that makes me feel better, at least for a moment. Are you going sober until your festival? No, 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 no. I'm gonna go through to Christian's place on the 1st of November, and then I'll probably be smoking weed with him over that, period before we go to the festival. But I'm looking forward to it. Who needs tears? I feel your toast. That's a whole lot of energies going on right now. It's rough, but we got this. We're still showing up, right, Shan? Regardless, all of these energies, all of these bullshits, all of these troubles, all of these 3D obstacles, and yet here now, not stopped, not made less, not reduced to a curled up little self-loathing, oh poor little me ball. No, I will not. I refuse. Love you, YouTubers. So many friends here. It's such a pleasure having all of you. I love you. Yes, you, especially you. I love you. Thank you, friend. Spooky movies and lights are too enticing. Stop. Yeah. Rather. Sending so much love to you, bro. Taking a break from any habit is not a practice to feel like we have a problem or to prevent that problem. It's simply a reminder that we can experience a different norm. Exactly. We do not have to, but if we do not remind ourselves of our power to experience change, we forget the ability entirely. That's what I'm feeling as well, Brother Bay. Not that I've forgotten it, it's just that it's good to remind myself. Melt, it's good to see you, bro. It's so good to see you too, Toast. That's so nice, Brother Bear. I love you to bits, dude. Oh gosh, Melt. If I were you with baked goods around all me time, I would be 400 pounds. Yeah. Like I used to weigh 220. I weighed 220 pounds as a 16-year-old. I was a big boy. I still have the stretch marks for it. Like these ones, you probably will be able to see. I don't know if you can. Like I have a bunch of stretch marks here. I have stretch marks on my love handles. I have stretch mark on my tummy. I have stretch marks underneath my breasts. I have a bunch of stretch marks from being more overweight than I was supposed to be. But I feel so much healthier being this version of me that I can go without, right? I can be like, yeah, baked goods, but also healthy living, you know. Oh yeah, temporary dopamine or sustained dopamine or more sustained, is it serotonin? Maybe it's probably all of them. Focusing on myself a little bit instead. I still just have that one addiction that I can't let go. No matter how hard I try, I always go back to it. And as long as you believe that, it will be your reality, Connor. It, oh, you guys don't celebrate Halloween? No, we don't. Like, sorry, Connor. I disconnected again. It's beautifully so. Every single time you say something like that's how it is, right? Like reading your words exactly. I still just have the one addiction that I can't let go of. No matter how hard I try, I always go back to it. That is a definitive statement of belief, right? That's something you believe about yourself and about this addiction that you have. And as soon as you start using different words to describe that, I am actively working on getting over this addiction. It has been difficult. I have been struggling, but I am getting better at it, right? Way different, way different fractal. In your mind, in your body, in your cells, dude. The individual cells in your body listen to you. The reason into just this stuff, dude, and you're 70% this stuff. Your water is listening to you. It's like, oh, guess we are addicted. Well, no use in trying to not be. I'm sorry, brother Bear. Like I know you can, dude. All of us can. You're not less than us. Definitely not. Definitely not. Mel, do you worry that your goal, as far as fasting, physical health, and tea breaks, can be a bit overwhelming for yourself? I find that I find that if we worry too much about progress, we forget we don't move. No, actually not, dude. Like I've been hitting my goals. They're not overwhelming at all. It's kind of easy. I make a commitment. I tell myself this is how it's going to be, and then I stick with it. No compromising. Because why am I doing it in the first place? That's the question I have to ask myself, right? I'm taking this break because I need to. I have been smoking for 11 months. I took like a week break, in between somewhere as well. But I've been doing this. I've been doing this thing, and it's becoming a norm. It's like, as you're mentioning, it's becoming a norm for me. So breaking that is something that I need to do. So after making the commitment, nothing is going to convince me, right? My PC can break. I have to pull pumps. I can feel bad about myself. I can be devastated by hay fever. The things I have been desperately waiting for 2 weeks can arrive broken. And it's not going to change my commitment because I've made a commitment, a deliberate decision that something will be so. And you can do that. You can do that. It's difficult, I know, but it's a skill that we can grow. And it's a skill that I've been growing for a long time, dude. And it's not something that I believe I'll ever stop, right? Like the reason I'm doing these streams in the way that I am as well is because of a commitment where these streams, like initially it was a commitment to do it for a year because I felt like the streams are something that I enjoy doing and I would like to see what could come of it if I do it for a year. And then going through the process, the commitment changed from an egotistical, I'll show myself that I can do this, to this is something that is benefiting not only my heart and my soul, but also the hearts and souls of beings that I dearly love. And now my commitment to show up every single day, it's not difficult. It's not even a question because I'm doing it for a reason, right? What is your reason? Why is it you want to stop? Why is it you want to start? Realize that as you keep doing it, that is what you will become. Absolutely, unequivocally. I have completely converted from prescription to plant medicines. Yeah. As of last week, I'm excited. It's a bit of an adjustment, but your advice is very much helping. Toast, you're the one that's listening, brother Bear. You're the one that's listening, dude. You so got this, man. I'm so proud of you. So, I want to share a little bit more. I won't. Thank you, brother Bear. Thank you. The purpose of such exercises is to allow for a more enjoyable experience in this playground. I trust you, friend. Just make sure you live into that indulgence, lest you miss it. Oh, I indulge all the time, dude. I take psychedelics, and I'll take MDMA from time to time, which is technically a stimulant. But I've never touched cocaine. I've never touched meth. I've never touched crack or speed or is there any other ones? Not that I know of. But I do indulge myself, right? I'll eat a pack of chips every now and then. It's been like months, but no. It's been like 4 weeks or something. I do indulge, brother Bear. I just I don't feel good indulging in certain things anymore. The indulgence doesn't serve my soul, or it doesn't feel like I'm net better for it, right? Like the fractal of the indulgence has to be directed. Otherwise, I just feel worse afterwards, and then I'm more willing to indulge again, and it becomes this destructive pattern instead of being a productive pattern. I like chocolate chip cookies without the chocolate chips. So cookies? You just like cookies. I can get behind that, Joy Beef. I don't think you've had my mom's chocolate chip cookies. You know, gets on a pedestal. My mom is in fact the best baker in the entire conceivable universe. I am convinced. You cannot convince me otherwise. Plant medicine is the way. Absolutely, Joy. You're saying fun without fun. I automatically feel better when I come here, so thank you kindly, Joe Schmo. I'm happy to hear you say that, friend. I'm having a hard day, and I feel a little bit spicy. I feel like I have spikes sticking out of me right now in every direction. And I'm scared that if people come too close, they might get hurt. So the fact that you come in here and you feel better and not hurt, that makes me feel better about the bear. I love you so much. Perhaps I did hear Shad. Microdosing is making me feel a bit of a difference. Love you, brother bear. I feel it's gonna be absolutely, better than selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. That's the difference you're feeling thirsty. It helps a lot. I've been dabbling lately and I'm really enjoying it. Bro, it makes me happy to hear that. Yes, need some shroomies right now. Dude, take some I mean, don't listen to me. I don't know anything. Dudes, I know that all of my heart you can overcome this addiction. The fact that you admit is the first step. I believe in you. We all do, Brother Bear. I believe in you to the point where I cannot stand for you not believing in yourself. Like it offends me. It's like, what the fuck? You don't believe in yourself? Kicks you in the teeth. Oh fuck! What was that for melt? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was a gut reaction. I couldn't help myself. Perhaps you're a bit lost in the sauce. I don't know. Maybe the sauce of life. I really need to prove to myself that weed does not have to be a part of my fractal. I don't feel I don't feel I lean on it or having a lesser experience when I'm not smoking. It's just been so many years of having it by in the evenings, beside a few days here and there. Now I'm like, oh snap, it's been 6 years since I've not had a steady supply. Dude, that's crazy actually. And it's me, the same thing, right? It becomes a pattern where you go through your busy day and then you get to the end of your day and you want to maybe like eat something, sit down, vegetate for a few moments of like mindless numbing just so that you can like switch your brain off for a few seconds, right? And then smoking weed alongside that fractal helps. I don't know, like I do that. Me, Melt, I do that. Absolutely, a lot, right? So that is the biggest thing for me to break. Not so much the actual weed smoking, but the pattern where I I finish my day off, and then as I'm finishing my day off, I smoke some weed to calm down, and then I start my next day, and then I go through the busyness of the day, and then I finish the day off by smoking some weed. And that pattern, breaking that pattern of like, oh, this is the thing I do now in this circumstance, in this situation, and now suddenly not doing that. I feel like that's the hardest part for me, at least. Joy, you must be feeling all of the feelings amplified rather than the masking feelings and the other meds did, forcing me to confront my emotions rather than masking them. I'm stronger now. I can do it. Yeah, toast. I feel that right there. And what a beautiful way that is to interpret, where SSRIs almost like levels things, like smooth them out, and you're just like mushrooms kind of amplify the peaks a little bit, and they hit the ceiling, and you're like, mm. And you kind of have to look at these peak points, and you have to be like, oh, interesting, I see you, little peak. And then it sinks a little bit deeper. It melts away a little bit more, if you will. Tunes, Shen, Rambler, and Who Needs Tears. All of you beautiful creatures here, I'm envisioning warm blankets and full bellies, soft intentions, and measurable growth for everyone. Warm blankets. It is 105 Fahrenheit here right now. As I was tuning into stream, 41 degrees Celsius. I would like spontaneously combust if I have a blanket right now. But Shannon and Nana, Tunes and Rambler, Who Needs Tears probably too. It's getting a little bit colder on your friends' side, so warm blankets is probably the exact vibe you need. Those birds always come in at some interesting times and seem like they're engaging with what Melty says. I honestly believe they do at this point, Who Needs Tears. I really do. I just don't think we understand what it is they're contributing. I'm sorry, bro. I wish I could send you all of my drives, dude. Thank you for the bet. Thank you. It's not necessary. It's just like for me, the biggest thing is all of the information I lost, dude. I spent so much time writing. Like I've been writing on something I call live as a fractal, where it's like a class, like a presentation. I wanted to post it on Skillshare, when I get proper audio equipment to record it with. And it's like, thousands, on thousands on, I think close to 11,000 words that I've typed out, and I've structured them and I've built this whole mental map. And now that is just gone. That is the part that really cuts me, puts the knife in my belly and wiggles it. Ugh, that is amazing toast. I'm 99% natural medicine, and that is exactly what it's like. Proud of you, friend. Proud of you too. Thank you, dear Shan, for encouraging us too. Melt, I hear you, brother. That packaging. No, it's not a packaging mishap. The product was broken. Absolutely frustrating. It is all right to feel frustrated. It's fantastic about the experience. It's a whole host of other sensations we can count on. Just feeling, dude. The very act of feeling, even if it's not a feeling you particularly enjoy feeling, is a blessing. The fact that you can feel something instead of nothing is the blessing. And we just have to keep reminding ourselves. Natural medicine saved my life. Love it. Thank you so much for the encouragement as well. How was it broken? Physical damage. So it has a little fan. So it has USB ports on the front of it, and then it has AC ports on the side of it. And you have to turn the AC ports on. And then it has a little fan that kicks on to keep the AC ports cold. But it was connected to power, right? So I plug the Wi-Fi router in. It only pulls like 8 to 10 watts, and I see the fan doing this. Like it doesn't actually spin. And I call my brother over, Vessel, and I'm like, is that supposed to do that? And he's like, it probably has like a voltage or a watt sensor. so that once it hits like a certain level of like amps or wattage being drawn, it'll kick that little fan on to cool down the equipment that is, running the thing or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then it bricks itself. It tells me on the app it's overheating, and I'm like, oh, okay, that doesn't look good. And I go and I see on the box, and it's showing me on the box that it's running the fan. And I look to the side, and it's doing the thing. So I tried to update the firmware, and as I'm trying to update the firmware, it bricks itself. And now trying to turn it on, it just gives me a little flashing light. Yeah. Oh well. These things happen, and so they be. I can keep lamenting. I can keep being like, oh, woe is me. But I'd rather not. I'd rather move past it. Your energy has really forced me to realize that all actions I take affect the whole. It really does, Brother Bear. I can be the best version of myself, and you have always brought the light, all the love. We see you. We see you, dear Connor, dude. Like, we know what you're capable of, friend. Like, everything you see in me is in you. Like, you would not be able to see it in me if it wasn't in you, right? Literally. Like, there is nothing in me that is not in you. There's no thing, no capacity that I'm capable of that you're not capable of, dear friend. We've got to stop pondering the quandary of negative feelings and make the decision to look for the next possibility. It's easy and valid to sit with the feeling, but ignore the call to the next. Very beautifully said, but the bear, that hits, dude. Like, I'm not mad at the vibes, but I've been feeling more resistant than ever to do things I don't feel like. Why is it because some toddler digging the heel? Dude, yeah. Anger, dude. Anger that. I feel that way too. Love this chat. It's so beautiful, huh, Rambler? So much love, dude. Always. Total energy. Lately, I've been saying no to my higher self. The tears that head like they do. Want to connect yourself? Isaac is like, nah. I just want my cheesy food and HBO shows and peace. Please and thank you. Here's that head. Yeah, brother Isaac. And it makes sense. With the amount of stuff that's happening in the ethereal realm right now, the divine mind, the conscious whole that we are all a part of. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm not surprised that you're trying to escape some of that. But everywhere you go, there you are. And the longer you try to escape it, the longer it's going to take for you to escape it. That's the joke. The only way out is in. Nowhere here, right? No show, no weed, no food, no job, no person, no planet, no country, no nothing will allow you freedom other than you going inward. It's a joke. It's a paradox. I know, and it's one that is really jarring. We are like, I'm responsible. I don't want to be responsible. I know. I know. We can't choose. You are responsible, friend. You're it. You you are it. Consciousness. I'm gonna go and quickly get a chair and another cushion to stop the sun from blasting my eyeballs. I want to spend some more time with you, friends. Als je wat ters, als je wat terkies, als je ivas. Onde my Eva Livas? Kom eens, kom eens, kom eens. Oh, Eva Chris. Oh, jaloers, Bokkie. Oh, jaloers, Bokkie. So jealous. So jealous. Oh, my Ooh. It is the Sober Tober Trials, the Tea Break Edition. Sending you blessings, Melt. You're infinitely strong and wise, dear friend. I am you. I am you, Connor. Just as me. With the challenges that I faced, with the parents that I had, with the world that I grew up in. I love you too, Brother Bay. You're infinitely strong and wise as well. I love you so much. Is that a infinitely strong and wise two friend I see? Gabbity goo? Damn, I feel that Isaac. Cheese and HBO. My best slash worst lie. Just like I'm just imagining this ultimate archetype of like person buying themselves like a kilo no, like 2, 3, 4 kilogram block of cheese, right? And just like sitting with it, gripping it, like hands wide, like only your fingers like kind of like catching on the edges, and you're watching HBO. Just eating cheese like an insane person. Oh goodness. You're like, what melt? That insane people do that? Feeling today. So much love. The Cheshire Cat is a character from Alice in Wonderland who has pretty defined magical powers and is known for the white toothy grin. I do know what the Cheshire Cat is then. I just didn't realize that the Alice in Wonderland cat was called that. Thank you for letting me know, Sam. Now I know too. I appreciate you teaching me. Sayna is here too. So much love to you, dear friend. A Melty, that is more about birth order. You should take it. You shouldn't take it personally. The oldest has the most discipline, expectations, and control from parents. I know. I do know that. But it still doesn't make it suck any less. You know. Like my sister is on vacation right now. My parents sent her to the ocean, right? I was like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. My sister has been on more vacations than me, unironically. My sister had flied to Cape Town, I think 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So my sister was in Cape Town 2 months ago, and now she's at the beach again. And I'm like, oh, and I'm happy for her, right? But I'm kind of like looking at my parents like, bruh, bruh. You know why weren't any of us brothers allowed anything like this? But then the one girl in our household, gets everything. Oh, what a god they think you're. I have been having a hard. I have been leaning towards trying to feed my ego, not in the fact that I am separate, just to feel strong, rather than letting addiction cycles make me feel weak. Like channeling it, Brother Bear. Starting to exercise. Weirdly enough, exercise is the thing that helps me the most, where the more I exercise, the more I want to be healthy because I notice, right? Like if you're fit, any variation in food choices or like doing certain things, you notice it. It's like the feedback loop is almost more immediate. And then it becomes easier and easier for you not to do things. My parents are in a cult. I think it's regarded as how do you say religion? Yes. Yeah, the Christian cult, dude. I had this conversation with my dad the other day where he was like, "Oh yeah, you're trying to start a cult." I'm like, "No. In fact, I'm not." A cult, and I go and Google the definition. A cult is when a group of people deify a deity or a person that assumes they're the only one that can talk to that deity. That is a cult. And I'm like, "Do you see how that is the Christian religion?" My whole point is the fact that you are the one in power, and not me. I can't tell you how to live your life. I can share my experiences from my life, and you can gain insight from the experience, right? And even in the negative way, where you can watch me and be like, yeah, I don't want to make mistakes like that, right? And that's a good thing because I don't have all the answers, and I'll never tell you that I have all the answers. I'll never tell you that you should take me as the authority on everything, and you shouldn't take yourself as an authority. I'll never tell you that you are lacking, that you are a sinful creature, and that you need saving. That I feel is the most evil archetype you can do to another person. Yeah, the cult of religion, dude. But they won't take it that way. I don't know, Joy. Apparently, being part of the community with like-minded people who just want to be happy and share love with others is a cult. Yeah, right. Like, go and read in the definition of a cult. Just like I feel like that's the easiest way. Is when a bunch of people deify someone as a god or deifies a god and then a person claims to be the only channel to that god. So you have to give me your money, give me your time, you have to sell your house, leave your family because I know everything and you don't know anything. So you have to give me everything. Excuse me? Excuse me, what? Oh, sorry. I've been busy today. Just briefly dropping in for some love farts. Love you too, brother there. It's nice to have you here for you to begrudgingly inhale. This I was like a very typical hippie cult. You can just be happy and it's online. It's not a whole drum circle in their lawn. That's the thing as well, right? Every single one of us are living a whole fractal, a whole infinity. That you have all of this experience that you've had, and you have all of this experience that you will have, and there is you now. And all of us, every single one of us, find ourselves in that position. And after we spend some time connecting with like minded people, reminding ourselves that we are, in fact, not insane, that we are, in fact, going through these things together, we get a sense of like, and then we can go back into the fractals. We can go and work a job. We can, be in services. We can ring things up if we need to. We can weld things. And it's not a separation from you and your life and from your family and from everything that you considered yourself, because the version of you that you are is divinely unique and necessary exactly as you are. Reducing you to a cult member would be the biggest atrocity that we could commit. I refuse. No, no bueno. That sounds dangerous for sure, Shan. Yeah, people are scared of things they don't know. I can relate to that. Ego is a trap or a tool. It depends on how you use it. I agree completely. That's wild. I'm sorry that they have the perspective. Rather than believing you and with friends that want to grow together, we'll have to do it alone. Yeah, we can, fortunately. That's the good thing. I wish my mom can trust the universe and smoke a joint with me. She'll never try it because she told me she just needs Jesus. Yeah, my mom too. And then I'm like, but Jesus gave us weed, didn't he? Yeah, but I don't need it. It's only that much you can do. And I listened to a line today that kind of hit hard, and it sounds a little bit derogatory, and it goes, "Don't cast pearls in front of swine." Right? And it's a little bit jarring, and I feel the imagery should be jarring so that it can land with yourself. That if you're gonna give all of this love, give all of these words, try and convince your parents, and they absolutely don't want to hear it, or even feel attacked by you trying to share this love with them, stop. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your own words. You're reducing the way you feel about the words you're saying, right? When you're trying to share love with someone, trying to share understanding of someone, and all they see is fault, then it's like a double whammy. Instead of resonating on this thing that you believe is so important, you feel dissonance on this thing that you feel is so important. And I have noticed that I do that a lot myself, and I'm really trying to stop as well. Right? How dare I start doing things I thought was impossible and actually feel happy? So much so that my daughter tells me that she likes the new happy me. Wow. New happy Shan. I also like new happy Shan for what it's worth. Lolo is here too. So much love to you. People who live outside of love often do not understand it. I didn't. It's true. How are things in life? Things are great, Lolo. Things are great, even getting better, day by day by day by day. Not only for me, but for all of us. How is your day doing? Going? Amara knows what's up. Amara is paying attention. She amazes me. Yes, I feel that hard. Love is like a fart. It hurts when you hold it in, But when you let it out, people think you're awkward and weird. I like that. I hope Gab was here to hear that one. Is he? Yes, he is. Gab, did you hear that? Love is like a fart, dude. The Laughing Tiger. Maxine is joining us here. Reddit is glitching badly and cutting out huge chunks of the conversation. I'm not surprised. It's nice to have you friends here on the YouTube. At least YouTube is being a straight gangster. It's taking care of us. I was just taking a stretch break from work because my back got sore and my hips were stiff. I feel goober now. Woo, flowy. Ooh, liquid. All melty and stuff. I'm happy to hear that, Gabbity Goo Rambler. Oof. Maybe I'm gonna try and I think the Reddit stream is completely dead. Love you, buddy. Hang in there. Is it working again? Love you, jump in. Thank you for joining me here, friend. I think this one is maybe fixed again. Damn Melt, the self-talk has only gotten worse the older I've gotten. I will make a commitment right now to treat myself and speak with myself as someone I love and want to be better. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, brother babe, because you are the divine feminine and the divine masculine, right? As awareness, as the thing that pays attention, masculine in nature, right? Presence, ever present. And then the feminine, the flow, this part of you that can move. Oh, trees growing out of the ground, wind turbulently flowing over us, water swishing over itself, and you being aware of that, loving that, right? It's a give and take relationship. And if you tell this nature as nature, I am not enough, it's like it feels it, it listens to you, and it gets hurt by that. So the fact that you're taking that, into your control, brother Bay, it gives me so much hope. Thank you, Connor. I honestly believe that as you do that, as you remind yourself of the negative self-talk, the story you tell yourself, and you interrupt it, just cut it off, right? Like, think of it as a balance. Every single time you find yourself thinking a negative thought, balance it with a positive one. Oh, people don't like me. Just like, oh, wait a second. People do actually like me. I have these friends that enjoy spending time with me. You can just remind yourself of this space, for example. And that's what I mean when I say we're no more than a thought away. That in a thought, you can be reminded of this moment, of the love we share with one another. And in doing so, you have all of that love again. I will show up for myself. I know you will, Connor. And I look forward to hearing your story. How on the day, on the 4th of October of 2022, Belt kind of went hard, you know, on a point, and it like shook me a little bit. And then I started changing. I started making decisions. I started regulating my self-talk. And then 10 years later, my world completely changed, fractaled right in front of me into the exact fractal that I wanted to be a part of. And it starts right here, right now. I'm feeling the need to do some personal work for sure. We are. We are, friend. We're doing it right now. She says out of nowhere some random things, and I just stare in awe. Like, Mommy, you deserve all the good things that happened to you. And Mommy, you have a beautiful soul. Love is true. Having a child that says stuff like that to you, goodness, I can't even imagine. I feel like I just got slapped out of the winter depression. A little bit of a slap slap. Let's get that season. Yo! I think I'm still a little bit behind. Aggressive positivity. I know. I know. I know. Fortunately, you friends know what I'm like, You know that you sign up for some aggressive positivity if you tune into the Meltmore space. I'm gonna skip a little bit to the present to be with you friends. I'm gonna read from Sam's message. Meditation is what helps me. Daily attention to my energy centers, but get frazzled and stressed out by other people. Yeah, meditation helps me too. Spend time with yourself. Just breathe. Pay attention to what it is you're feeling and watch it melt away. I found if I'm working out, meditating and grounding is usually helps me with the intensity of other people. Every once in a while, you can attract toxic energy people near you. Energy vampires, yeah, it's true. They and like a good way, and I listened to this Jordan Peterson talk today. A good way to know if you have real friends or if your friends are real, when you share pain, they just listen to the pain. They don't try to tell you, oh yeah, I've been more pained than that, so that's why your pain isn't valid, because I've been even in more pain than you right now. And they also, in the contrast, when you're succeeding, they celebrate you. They don't try and tell you, "Oh, you're succeeding, but I'm also succeeding in this way." So it's cool that you're succeeding, but look at how I'm succeeding. So that is, I believe, that's the energy vampire thing, where as soon as you try to share pain, they try to show you how they're also pain. As soon as you try to share success, they'll convince you that they are also in some way successful and that you're not special. Energy vampires. Tiger. Those, all the things that help me ground. Chinansky, says Rambler. People are living in fear. I watched the news last night for the first time in so long, and it scared me for sure. Afterwards, I really had to remind myself that I have hope for humanity. Love is true, Rambler. That is like something that I'm like a mantra. Love is true, love is true, love is true, love is true. When everything else melts away, love stands. Love stands true at the end of it. Thank you, friends. I really thought it was me feeling like this for a while. So I'm glad that you guys are in my life, and I wouldn't know what to do without you. Stay safe and protect your energy. Thank you, Saina. I hope you do too, friend. We're here with you. This is why we show up, right? So that we can have these moments at least. Really need a big shroom trip. Always feel like a reset on the mental level. I have never done it alone, though. Always wanted to. Feels like it could solidify the commitments I feel right now. Maybe that's the way to do it, my friend. If it feels like it's calling to you and that is something you want to do it. Not because of, anybody's encouragement to please have a good time. I recommend doing it alone at least once. Most of my trips have been alone. I feel there's a lot of growth to be had when you trip alone. It was one of the most profound experiences I've had, Cantoons. Thank you for that encouragement. Dear tears. Talking about things releases. Talking about things releases the weight of them, especially when you find ways to relate to one another. Your friends are light bears. So many light bears. Light bears. Save here, Rambler. You're a brave Rambler. I don't watch the news or TV, really. I don't either. Not at all. For the matter, it's easy to see people are being fed fear. It's sad, but that's why it's important for us to be the light. Here we are. We could be being like, oh goodness, things are gonna be so bad. Oh no. Oh, look at all of this. Look at these reasons you should be scared. No. How about no? How about we don't? Let's take a moment to relax the pressures. Let's take a deep breath and know even that we've added some self-love tasks or goals today. There is no fear or pressure. We are success. We will succeed. We have succeeded already. And we'll continue to breathe into knowing we cannot fail, even if we don't succeed. Beautifully said by the bear, right? I'm sewing gold sequins onto a bathing suit because I'm going to Cuba on Monday. It's the first plane trip with my partner after 8 years together. We finally saved enough. I'm excited and nervous. Ooh, this is Xana. Goodness, that is exciting. I see Shan is also resonating with that. You do deserve it, friend. The Cuba. Actual Cuba. Mm. I'm seeing the vibes. I don't know if there's a beach. I'm guessing there will be. I'm seeing beautiful local people, living completely different lives, being able to conversate with them and hear what it is they experience as day-to-day living, getting to see into the culture of other people, in turn allowing you to experience the culture you're a part of even more. So much love to you, Susanna. Have an amazing time, my friend. I've been so scared of mushrooms lately. Yeah. For a reason. It is what it is, Isaac. There's a lot of information to be had. and it can be a lot to absorb sometimes. Feeling depleted and defeated from my last big event. I won't stick around, but I wanted to send some love and positivity in all of your directions. Hug and shiny fruit to all of you in internet friends. May warm blankets and full bellies bless us. Love to you too, Jumpin' Jack. Thank you so much for joining us for even a moment, friend. Love you. Words have power to shape your reality. Be careful with what you say. You can curse yourself. Yes, I agree infinitely, Maxine. I do agree. You literally can curse yourself. And I believe saying stuff like, oh, this is who I am. I am the dub 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 dub. Your body, your mind, the universe as a whole is like, oh, okay, if you say so. If you say so. Susanna, that's freaking awesome. Look at that work. Yeah. Stay present and love the trip, friend. So much love. That's hecka exciting. All of you friends being absolute beautiful beings. Wow. News kind of sucks, for lack of a better term, but I find benefits in consuming parts of the world that others consume. It helps to meet me out people. It helps me to meet people halfway. The only the closest I get to consuming news is scrolling the popular tab of Reddit. Technically, it could be seen as news, but I also like kind of like diving into comments and seeing the minds of other people as well. So I get where you're coming from with the meeting people halfway, Jovan. But I feel news, catered news, has an agenda, right? Where a Reddit post is just information and you can absorb that information the way you want to, the way you choose to. And then after having been exposed yourself to this information, you can also go into the comments and see how other people reacted to being exposed to the same information that you have. And then you get to see multiple different points of fractal, multiple different points of interpretation in a way where you can like kind of grow your broader perspective. And I feel that it can be helpful, but I don't know if that news, traditional news, televised news does that for us. Boy, it's nice to see you again, friend. It's been a while. Thank you for the gold. Have I seen you? Your name looks familiar, but I might be tripping. Thank you for the gold again, friend. It's nice of you. For some reason, I can't see past the physical, and I'm sure I blocked my connection to my higher self. When I was a kid, I've been trying to reopen because I don't have any vision when I do shrooms. I don't have any visions when I do shrooms. I mean, closed eye visions, I do. But I don't have any visuals open eyed, Sana. Please don't curse yourself. Don't curse yourself. You cannot block your connection to your higher self. You are your higher self. The version of yourself that's aware is the version of you that is higher, right? This part of yourself, technically, like rubbing your hands together, there are millions of different little sensing receptors, right? Getting rubbed against each other. Instead of just getting absolutely overwhelmed, you can be aware of these sensations in a calm state, right? Absolute chaos, absolute insanity happening with these sensors rubbing against each other. And yet you can be aware of that. You are not separate. You cannot separate yourself from your higher self. You are your higher self. The one that is looking is the higher self. Feeling that you are just a thought away hits. Love you infinitely. On this day, I've chosen to be truth. Yes. Identifying with the divine. Thank you all for the kind words. Thank you, Connor. Whew. I feel like me and you, Connor, have had the most active relationship when it comes to growth, especially with my willingness to call you out when I hear you say things that I don't agree with. And every single time I do, I worry that you're gonna be like, fuck you, Mel. And I would be okay with that too. I'd be like, yeah, fuck me, but maybe Connor is gonna go 10 years, and he's gonna grow all of this growth. And he's gonna be like, oh, that's what Mel was trying to say to me. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. And the fact that you, instead of being like, fuck you, Mel, you're like, thank you, Mel. I love you, Mel. Like, it's another sign of your divinity, Brother Bear. I see you, man. I think I've been falling so all over the place, not in a negative way. More like I've been flying around by the seat of my pants, Taking shrooms during this period sounds like jumping off a cliff. Yeah, don't take shrooms if you don't feel stable. That is good advice. Like we know set and setting as important parts of, your trip preparation, but one that people admit is stability. That your set and setting is technically contributing to how stable you feel, right? If you're going to be tripping in the middle of the city, for example, and there's just people moving around you, and you can't sit down anywhere, and you can't put your bag down and leave it there, and you cannot, you worry about your cell phone. Is it still on me? That's not a very stable environment versus your home, your room that you're familiar with, that you can burn a stick of incense in, that you can play some music for yourself in comparison, there's going to be a lot more stability on a mental and a metaphysical level in your own space than in a space like that. And sometimes in our own space, we can feel a little bit unstable, a little bit airy. So pay attention, Brother Bear. I know you are. Thank you for being willing to see that in yourself. Yeah, thank you, Mel. Thank you, Shaya. Thank you, Isaac. I'm afraid of flying, but my psych gave me knockout drugs just in case. Knocked me out like a dog. Just like dragging Susanna off the off the plane. Is she alright? Yeah, she's just scared of flying. Ah, okay. That's right, Tunes. Never more than a thought away. Never separate. So freaking proud of you. We really are. I don't watch TV, but I try to keep up with current events. Good, 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 good. For me, it's Reddit. And like, weirdly enough, Reddit is basically my only source of news. I don't, I don't have Facebook anymore, fortunately. I don't use Instagram, to the point where people send me messages there and I completely space for days, weeks at a time before I actually get to them. I do use YouTube, but all of the stuff I watch on YouTube is either technological in nature or educational in nature. And then very rarely I'll watch some mind-numbing stuff. It's like 10% mind numb, for like 11% mind numb, 44% education, 22% technology, and the other 22% would be something like technically it's still education, but it's usually like deep dives where someone kind of talks about something or someone, or how things happened, or what went down, why things went wrong. And I don't know that that's education, but I do feel I am learning. It's not education in the traditional sense, but I am learning. I really need to hear Melt say poi jorts. Poi jorts. What does poi jorts mean? Poi jorts. Choi ports? Poi jorts? Jorts. I mean, jorts. Have you seen Hilda? I think they had jorts in that show. I'll never go on a plane, Susanna. If I'm completely knocked out as well. Boy Jorts, Mariah, I love you. What does boy Jorts mean? I'm so confused. Love you so much, Shan, Isaac, and beautiful people. I'm sending you quantum entanglement hugs of the universe. Here now, dude. Right? Separated by thousands of miles, and yet here now, together. Literally quantumly entangled. And the thing is as well, right? I stream every day. So you know that I'm streaming every day. It's like a cat in a box. And you can use this cell phone of yours to open the box. And technically, without you opening the box, I'm not there. Until you open the box and find that I am there. So literally more quantum still. I'm gonna try and be more present in the space. If I don't show up and share a little love, some goose to break my knees and some goose to break my knees. No, Isaac. Like the way that I envision it, when you're not here, you are with yourself, right? And that is something that I encourage you, friends, to be. Without technology, without music, food, without distraction, just to be with yourself, at least for 10 minutes a day. So when you're not here, I'm envisioning you as being with yourself. So I'm proud of you, friends, no matter what. We love you, Isaac. Meanwhile, typing in the back of my back, like, okay, goons, break Isaac's legs when he does not show up. 5 minutes into stream, I hit the send button. Suddenly, Isaac's door gets kicked down. It's like, you know what's gonna happen next, don't you? It's like, hello, Peppy. I feel the tunes. Someday I'm gonna give you the biggest and warmest hug. Please. I look forward to that day. I used to have a lot of vision since I was a kid, but since my spiritual journey, I haven't gotten any that often, and I thought maybe it was me. Maybe the shrooms can help me connect to my unconscious. That it could possibly do. But it's not something you need, you're saying now. I honestly don't believe we can be separate. If you could, if you did somehow manage to separate yourself from your higher self, you would, this body, would fall like a sack of potatoes on the ground, right? The very conscious essence that is you, that is your higher self, being removed from this hand, right? Like the hand in the glove. The glove will just on the ground, and unanimated. So the fact that you are actively dancing as the infinity means that you're very much connected to that higher self. I know that you are only saying those things out of truth and love. Thank you for not letting me go deeper into my spice. You all are just beautiful, and I can't express how much you mean to me. You mean the same amount to us. The amount that you feel we mean to you, you mean that much to us, dude. So like imagine that. Just feel that with the bear. We love you so much. No? Poo E. Poo E? I'm so confused. I still don't know what it means. Saying there's certain teas that can also unblock your vision. Buddha teas have helped open my third eye. She actually sent me some Buddha teas. And I'm waiting for my dreams to really start kicking in, Maxine, to actually drink some of that tea. Thank you everybody for being here. If you want to join me for a few seconds to close our eyes and say any mantra, I'm sure you're able to feel each other and sending white light and healing and love. Love is true. Out of all of the things that could be true, love is. Love is true. That after everything else melts away, love remains. From a place of problem solving, reducing everything to nothing, love remains. Love is true. Love is true. Love is true. Love is true. I see a bridge. I see a bridge. A bridge to me, a bridge to you. Thank you, Saina, for encouraging that friend. Boy George, love you, fam. See you tomorrow. See you, Marvin and Mariah. I'm so confused still. Have a beautiful day. So much love. Like poop in denim shorts. Is that I don't know either. Borg Borg Borg. Borg Borg. Protect protect. And she's barking at my dad, so she knows who it is. But she's just a drama queen. Thank you, Laughing Tiger. I'll definitely try that. And do you know any teas that can help me remember my dreams more? Journaling is the best way to remember dreams. Dear Saina, if you have any dream, to just sit down and journal it, because then you're basically developing the neuronal pathways to actually start writing stuff down. I love you, people, as we love you, Mariah, as we love you, friend, exactly as you are. Love is Borg, Borg, Borg true. Just in case nobody has said it, I freaking love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Mm. Love you too. Thank you, Seda, for reminding us. Buddha teas have teas for each chakra. The one that helps the veil come up was the third eye chakra tea. I'm looking forward to having some of it, Maxine. Really looking forward to it. Maybe I'll have the first tea today. I'll have the first tea today, and then I'll have the second tea when I'm at the end of my tea fast. Because I feel at the end of this tea fast, I'll be super tuned in. Yeah. How does that sound? I think I'm gonna have the first one today. Thank you, Melty, our Jedi Master. Thank you, dear Sena, for listening, friend, for visualizing with me, for seeing this moment. Some shrooms are more visual. Yeah, I feel psilocin, right? It's psilocybin, and then the active form is psilocin. Psilocin heavy mushrooms like liberty caps, for example, they're heavy in psilocin. Apparently, they kick faster and can be a little bit more visual for that. Hallo pa! Welkom terug! Lekker geweest? Leuk te hoor. Ik zie dat je die machine teruggebring. Ah. Melt. I think I missed that one. I think you just talked about them. Educorian and cubensis. No, no, no. I don't know Educorian and cubensis. Are reported to be very visual. I've never had access. Ecuadorian cubensis. Like most of my mushroom trips have been golden teachers. Like I think 90 if not 95% of them have been golden teachers. Melt, I want to be the car honking in the background of your loving thoughts for the day. You're so much more. You're so much more, dude. I love you, but the bear. Like for me, like if that is the fractal you want to be, you're like instead of just being like a bam, bam, you're like right. Like that's more the visual I'm getting instead of just being like bam, bam. I like the wisdom that comes after the mushroom trip, but I don't like how it makes my bones and joints hurt. I think, and this is personal opinion, I think the reason it makes your joints and muscles hurt, joints and bones hurt, is probably because of some sort of healing is happening as well. It does technically increase your awareness of your pain, which can be devastating to some. People take mushrooms while facing a migraine, and then it feels like they're dying for the whole trip. So I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Maxine, I wish I could make it better, dear friend. I look forward to being able to, please give me the powers. Please. Please. I want to be able to lay hands on someone and make them walk completely paralyzed. You know what they're telling me? They're saying any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Fine. I'll figure it out. Fine. Fine, technology. Okay, fine. Fine. We're gonna do it. We'll do it. We will do it. I have always had horrible self-talk ever since I was a child. I know that being more conscious will change my entire fractal. You are all life changers. And Brother Bear Connor, the craziest part, dude, and you already have made this change, right? Once we make this change, we allow other people the same changes. We become a node of consciousness that uplift all consciousnesses around us, and we're all rising higher. Rising, 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 rising up, rising up, rising up, yeah, rising up, yeah, rising up, actively going higher. Not from a place of escapism, but from a place of embracing that which we always were. Has anybody tried ayahuasca? And what was that like? I'm still looking forward to trying ayahuasca, Sena. I'll go like into the rainforest. Like I feel I have to go into the rainforest to take ayahuasca. I've smoked dimethyltryptamine, so the freebase form of ayahuasca. It is, in so many words, a lot. Like a lot. Like really a lot. And it gives you this experience of remembrance, It's like another way, other than just, oh well, Mel, a lot. Nice wording. It is the most familiar and at the same time the most alien experience you can ever have. Because I've had DMT experiences, if aliens in spaceship descend down onto the planet and bipedal entities walk up to me, I would be like, this is so normal. This is so understandable. I can cope with this. Because the aliens you meet in the dimethyltryptamine space are like these hyper transforming, self melting into self, out of self, creating environments with themselves, arising from the environments as the self. It is. And so if aliens, just bipedal aliens, come up walking to me, raise their hand out, try and shake my hand, I'd be like, yes, I can understand this. This is in my ballpark of things I can actually understand. My first trip told me the world has kept me safe. As long as I respect my environment, I am safe. And you are the ultimate environment as well, right, gentlemen? Thank you for keeping yourself safe, dear friend. Cartoons. Have you tried sleep affirmation tracks? It helps program your subconscious brain at night. Maybe that's the way to do it. I have Golden Teachers magazine. Of course you do. Of course you do, but I resonate with you, Connor. You've got this. I still turn on myself time to time. We just have to acknowledge and redirect. Your incredible friend. Thank you for that encouragement, Brother Isaac. So much love. So much love. Love is true. Thank you, friends, for joining me. I'm gonna pull a card. When you're about to go to sleep, we're talking about some coding the brain. I am very resistant to stuff like that personally because I don't like the idea of being programmed subconsciously. If I were to program subconsciously, I would probably record stuff myself and then play it back to myself as myself. That's the closest I'll get to it. Susanna says, I have a bag of blue meanies in the cupboard, but I feel like I'm not ready to take more. 2 months ago, I was in the hospital for mania, so I don't want to go as far in case I don't surrender. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, it's the fighting it that is brutal. The releasing, the melting into the experience is really nice. But as soon as you try to, no, me, this is where I am. No, then you get traumatized. When you're about to go to sleep, oh, thank you. Wow, I sound like an ill. Find my original home. Let's all get together in the forest and drink ayahuasca tea. Take a trip to the other side of the universe. I feel it's like here, right? It's so spirit intersecting nature and nature intersecting spirit. Like it's a duality that flows into itself, out of itself. Could be seen as the other side. Could be seen as the ultimate side, right? Like the substance within which this experience arises from, like the soil out of which the flower of life grows. I can go throughout the day trying to affirm change in, but it doesn't work because the subconscious is always running the show in the background. Do you want to believe that? Well, that's all I'll ask. Do you want to believe that? My brother did ayahuasca in Peru at the source. I feel like that's the way it should be. They do it for like 5 days straight, yeah, and then you come down periods in between. Now, my brother ended up being given a triple dose each time. The shaman saw he wasn't absolutely melting and felt that he could take more. He had 100% out-of-body experience where he transformed into a tiger and hunted in a pitch-black jungle. Yes. Holy cow, a triple dose, that sounds so sick. Flowers and trees bloom from the hands where he wanted to practice his imagination. Now in the end verse, he also said it was the most horrific and sick he's been. It comes in waves just like any psychs. Yeah, it's a whole experience. Definitely need to go into it mentally ready. Yeah, and there's no getting ready for it. That's the joke as well. Who needs tears? You can spend your whole life preparing for a D&T experience and you still won't be ready. And that is not discouraging. It is just, I believe the best thing you can do is to release any expectation or assumption of what the experience is supposed to be or will be. It does sadly make me vomit green goo, have diarrhea. He was having an awful poop while, yeah, like purging, literally. Reality is collapsing. On the doors is a massive jungle tarantula. That sounds so cool. He had a friend. He literally had a friend guiding him. He had the divine source just in that space with him. He's like pooping his innards out, right? Like purging himself of all of these toxins his body has been holding on to this whole time. And instead of being completely alone in a box, right, in the infinite universe, there is an entity just holding space for him. Giant jungle tarantula just chilling, spending time with him. That sounds so beautiful to me. It's not so much academic of believing, it's understanding the brain as a whole. If you look up how subconscious runs the show, you will see we get programmed from everything we hear and see. I agree, Maxine. But you're actively saying and seeing things, programming that subconscious mind right now. I believe that. Sure, the subconscious mind has a bunch of tricks. You know, it definitely pulls a lot of strings. But you are reprogramming that subconscious mind right now. And that's what I'm asking you to believe. He described that he quite literally was sure he was done. He was afraid that when it was over, he wouldn't be hearing it all. It's just a mess. Yeah. Like the melting experience, right? Like that's the fear we have. That, oh no, if I melt away, who am I? Oh no, if I melt away, will I still be me? Oh no, if I melt away, what will I do? You can melt more and more and more and more, and still at the end of it find yourself every single time. It's a whole trip. Sounds insanely intense. It does. Sounds beautiful though. Blue means a strong pan, cyances, and are 2 times stronger than big Ben. Just ew. That sounds pretty nice actually. I think I'll say a psychedelic version. Nothing calls you to it, dear Shan. You never have to have it, fortunately. I really appreciate you sharing the experience. Gave me goosebumps. So beautiful. So freaking beautiful. It gives me hope. It gives me hope with the experiences that I could have, essentially. Like, and I am kind of intimidated by it as well, but I'll get there. Shannon, the most I've done is 3 grams of mushrooms, and I still feel like a psychedelic version, so it's more than okay. Yeah. Yeah, goodness. After having my 7.77 gram experience, I was like, oh, so this is what mushrooms are like. Literally melting. Actually melting, you know, melting to the point where I was like standing still and I was like, if I move anywhere, the entire universe will be destroyed, I'm sure. Battery at 44%. Isn't it getting foggy there, Mel? It seems that way. It seems to be a little bit foggy. It seems like there's some wind rolling in. Maybe it's going to bring us some rain. It would be nice. There's definitely a pre-psych me and a post-psych me. I've always wanted to do it since I was 14. Definitely feel like DMT is just the next level of the melt. Yeah. And weirdly enough, DMT almost doesn't give you a choice, you know, and it's not like if you smoke enough, if you smoke enough, that is, it's not like you get to be like, nah, no thank you, no thank you DMT. The DMT is like, now we're in your brains. Perceive. You get melted 100%. I mean, the spider wasn't welcome in that moment. Yeah, I get it. I'm not trying to say he was wrong. I was just trying to picture the fractal of what the universe was trying to give him instead of like what he was having. The initial fractal was intense fear. I'm sure he wished he felt like he was a friend at the time. I believe he was, right? And that spider was just like, why is this dude tripping out? Probably like drank some ayahuasca or something. Freaking humans. Cyves in the his ass. I've only microdosed. I can only imagine how much information can be in a full trip. It's a lot. It's a lot. And if it doesn't call for you, then you do not need it. My wife has never tripped, but she doesn't need to. She gets it. That's the thing. I haven't flipped this card just yet. I've held it against my chest this whole time. Are we ready? It's upside down. But mountain apis? Sacred places? No. I believe it's the places that communicate to us. Card number 23. Yeah, sacred places. It is sacred places and energy grids. My sound healing was the second most psychedelic experience I've ever felt. No drugs needed, dude. Breathing exercises. I still stand by this. My most psychedelic experience was just breathing air as self. Most psychedelic experience. So the reverse meaning is the earth energies of your home provide you with all the comfort you need at this time. We were just talking about tripping at home. I think I'm gonna wait until I see a shaman. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pain from my anger, and I don't want to be mad at myself and the people that hurt me or mad at my experiences anymore. The beautiful thing is, Sena, with these experiences, it allows you to take a new view of these pains. You know, instead of being pained by them, you just get to see them as more information. You know, it's like instead of being completely narrow vision, you know, oh, this pain I'm looking at, you know, I can't see anything else other than this pain. It kind of like gives you the experience, and then you see your pain alongside all of the love you've had, alongside all of the mistakes you've made, alongside all of the stories you've told yourself, and you're like, oh, this experience. How about that? Everything is a purpose, even the ugly, and sometimes that's what we need to connect with ourselves. I agree. I'm going to read a little bit of this card's fundamental meaning as well. The green dome-shaped mountains that surround the peak on which Machu Picchu was built stirred my imagination and inspired this unconventional view of the city. The Andean people call these mountains apus, which means mountain spirits. Communication with these great beings and the importance of preserving sacred sites guide this message. There are places all around our planet that by cultural tradition, placements on the earth driven by your own intuition will bring you into alignment with energies of the earth. As you are called to these places of power, remember to always go in a sacred manner, with respect for the people and the cultures of the region. Recognize that you were called to journey to these regions and feel the spirit of place that resides there. You are connected. You are connecting wisdom traditions old and new in a matter that can enhance your personal worldview, as well as aid in the reconnection of energy grids. Every single one of us being a node to that energy grid, dear friends. Connecting here in this sacred space, connecting us to what we've always known. I feel like I do sound therapy myself, like I always have, and that does it for me. I feel so too, dear Shan. I agree completely, dear friend, how music is a big part of our lives, right? Even like since we were kids, we would listen to music, we would kind of like enthrall ourselves, heal ourselves, listening to music. 44% on the Reddit as well right now. Oh, sorry, Buftush. I want to get my blockers. It's time for us to say goodbye for today. What a pleasure. What a deep, genuine pleasure to spend this time with you, friends. Thank you. Oh, camisa. Camisa, camisa, camisa. Ay, camisa, camisa, camisa. Ay, camisa, camisa. Ay, camisa, camisa, camisa. Ay, camisa, camisa. Oh, yo quiero try escape. Oh, ay. Love you. Thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me. I feel better. I feel better than I did coming into stream. And that tends to be a synchronicity that I keep noticing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I love doing this so much. Thank you for allowing me to, dear friends. Much love to all of you. It was really eye-opening. You have opened my eyes as well, dear Connor. Thank you for seeing. So long and farewell to my friends. So long and farewell until we meet again. I love you. I'll see you again very soon. I'm Melty. Bye, everyone. Bye, Susanna. Have an amazing time, friend. I don't know if you'll be busy as you're setting up for your Cuba trip, but I'll be sending you vibes. No more than a thought away. Have the most beautiful day, everyone. You're all held so dear, near and dear to my heart. I love you all so very dearly, Melt and all of you amazing friends, as we love you always, dear Shan. Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. For years I was thinking of going to Machu Picchu, Peru, to reconnect and go to retreat to see the Shabbat. Well, I mean, Sena, if you have the means to, please do. This was your call to action, dear friend. Love you. I'll see you again soon. Cheers, cheers. Bye.